Hashtag no music, no intro. Thursday night, Saints Block Party podcast. It is a huge, huge game for the New Orleans Saints. Monday Night Football taking on the defending champions 4-0 Kansas City Chiefs. Saints are 2-2. I don't want to say that they have to win on Monday, but they absolutely need to win in the worst way on Monday.
Yeah, not quite a must-win game, but it's like right there, right below it, man. Like you don't want to fall into that trap.
Because this would, if they drop this one on Monday night, that's three losses in a row, and that
3 in a row, baby. That's when grumbling started happening. You start the little
oh
blame game starting to
oh
happen.
um I'll start out the gate and say this: the Saint this is the injury report. Okay, Taysom Hill has fractured ribs. Just throw that out there. Okay, so Taysom Hill has fractured ribs. No, no, Erika, not watching Bucks and Falcons because I don't really care, and I also know I did watch a little bit. I was watching a little bit of it or before we started recording, and it just was just clear as day the difference in how I don't even know who the Bucks offensive coordinator is, bro. No idea who it is, but it's clear as day that whoever the Bucks offensive coordinator is has complete faith in Baker to run the system and run it just seamlessly, bro.
It's crazy, ain't it? That's crazy. Hey, Baker, remember all the talk last year was like Dave Canales.
Yep.
Canales
Mm-hmm.
fixed Baker, got Baker and got that boy a job and everything. Hey man, Baker's out here cooking, bro.
Cooking, man, and he looks like the best quarterback in the division right now.
It's insane. It's insane, bro.
I went back to my tweet from December, and what I tweet this was in December of 2023. I tweeted Baker Mayfield is looking like who the Saints envisioned Derek Carr would be,
Exactly.
and fast forward what 4 games into the season, like nothing really has changed.
Nothing changed, man.
Um,
Nothing changed.
but shout out to Brian. He said shout out to the live Thursday pod. It felt weird. Like the last time we recorded was Sunday, but when you do a podcast for as long as we've done it, like you go enough days and it feels like, oh man, like it feels like we got to put something out. It was just how the schedule ended up with them having a Monday night
Yeah.
football game. But Taysom has fractured ribs, so I would likely that he's not going to play. And maybe, who knows? Willie Gay, pitcher comes out, had surgery, looked drugged up. Caesar, DMP, he's probably going to miss the next week or two. The center Shane Lemieux has an ankle injury, DMP.
Damn. Boy, just got here.
Groupie, Blake Groupie, right hip,
Oh, a hip on a kicker?
a
Oh,
kick, and I say the best for last. Peyton Turner, DMP,
ah,
knee.
my nigga right there. That's my nigga. Boy, got that sack fumble and said, my job is done here. My
That
job
Russell
is done.
Simmons, Russell Simmons.
Y'all have a good night.
God bless, and just went to a completely different country where he can't be extradited anymore. That is Peyton Turner the Saints, bro. Someone in the YouTube chat, Cooler Beat said he is I'm guessing referring to Baker. He's the best quarterback in the division. It's obvious. Yes, it is very obvious. Um, my concern on this game, we could talk about numerous concerns because the Chiefs also are super banged up as well. No Rasheed Rice, no Pacheco. Hollywood Brown hasn't played a game this season. Travis Kelsey looks decrepit. And all of that like doesn't matter to me ultimately. It just doesn't matter to me. It's going to be a hard game for them to win because they are fighting two things in this game. And it has nothing to do with the players on the field. They are fighting Dennis Allen going against Andy Reid, and they're fighting Derek Carr going against a Steve Spagnuolo defense.
Ooh, I throw in Clint Kubiak versus Steve Spagnuolo too.
Yep.
Because I was watching. I said, let me watch some of the tape studies, breakdowns of the Super Bowl. 49ers going against
Yeah.
Spagnuolo, and boy, Spags is in his bag, boy.
Oh,
Spags
he was, bro.
in his
He was.
bag. And what was so fascinating to me was how some of the issues Kyle faced is like some of the issues that we've seen the adversity Clint deal with, last couple of games.
Mm-hmm.
You had Spags, rolling out that 6-1 defense. You had Spags, run blitzing, and Kubiak kept kind of beating his head against the wall, running the same direction. A lot of the stuff, I was like, damn, this is very, very familiar. This is interesting familiar. And, Clint Kubiak was the pass game coordinator with the 49ers in the Super Bowl. A lot of stuff you saw where, Kyle Shanahan didn't really adjust to what Spags was doing. I mean, Spags blitzed like over 50% of the time in that game.
A lot,
right?
bro. Just a lot.
I mean, that's insane, man. And they didn't really have an answer. They tried going to, what's the wide receiver name? Debo. They tried to go to Debo Samuel, and that just wasn't the answer because he's not. Spags was playing that man-to-man press man.
Man-to-man,
that's not
bro.
Debo game. That's not
It's
Debo
not, bro.
game. Debo
Nope.
ain't no precise route runner. Now the Saints do have, two. Chris Olave is a standard route runner, and Rashid Shaheed, he's gotten better as a route runner. And, I think Alvin Kamara is one of the better route running backs in
Without
the league.
Question. Without question.
But then get to the O-line. One of the things Spags did to Kyle Shanahan was he did exactly what defense has been doing to Clint Kubiak the past few weeks.
Last
is
two weeks.
Exposing it.
Yeah.
And Atlanta didn't really have the players to expose it.
Which made it annoying.
It made it very annoying. But you're going against Chris Jones.
Oh Lord!
And,
When the backup center didn't practice today, your right guard didn't practice. He's probably for sure missing this game. You have a right tackle who is okay at best, a rookie left tackle who's really really good.
best player on the line. What you talking about?
And left guard, you got Lucas Patrick, who's been like a revelation. So two out of five, and going against Chris Jones, George Kanafkis, and boy, in KC, Taylor might be. All the hoes watching, Taylor might be there too. Ooh, Lord. So I don't want to come across, because apparently that's our MO. I don't want to come across as the pessimistic Saints podcast. Give me the paths of how the Saints can beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead and upset them.
How did the Saints win? Look, Derek Carr did beat the Chiefs once when he was with the
Sure did. The Raiders. It was a big upset.
Big upset. I think what they need to do, they need to go in there knowing Spags is going to blitz. He's going to run some exotic blitzes. He's going to disguise a lot of the looks. It's going to look like cover 2, but it's going to be cover 0. He's going to be doing all kind of stuff. They have to have the answers in place for that. Throws over the middle, some of those man beaters, crossers, have to have answers, and they're going to have to throw a little bit because Spags is going to come in saying, we're not about to let you run the ball. We want, just like everybody else been doing, we want the ball in Derek Carr's hands. We want the ball.
Oh, that's hell as a fan, bro.
And look, I'm not even bro. I'm not even gonna hate because like just and this is what Derek Carr does to you. You go back and watch the tape. You come away not feeling like it wasn't that bad. Like it's not like he's not bad. That's the thing about Carr.
Literally told Jay the same thing before I came to record this podcast, bro. Verbatim.
It's crazy. It's the Carr effect. It's hilarious. And you know, Greg.
Oh, that's good.
Carr effect.
You know how there's the Mandela effect,
Carr effect.
Carr effect.
And Greg Rosenthal, he was talking about one of his recent podcasts. He was talking about is Carr the new Dalton scale, and I think it's pretty apt, bro. Like I think he's right there as that prime meridian purgatory quarterback, where if you got somebody better than him, you're pretty good off. You're good. You got a franchise quarterback. If you got somebody under him, you trying to get somebody else ASAP. Like you don't have a quarterback. But if you got him, it's kind of like you're ready to cut for him to go, but it's kind of good enough for you to, and it just leaves you in this little darkness where you just like So maybe he is the new dog.
Because he does just enough where he just doesn't plummet and look terrible for games where it's like, okay, he has to go now. Like he's
like you have those like first two games of the season with him where he's hitting Shaheed down with a pretty ball and you just like, man, can we win a Super Bowl with Carr? Like maybe if we do this and we do that, it's just that's the Carr experience. That's the Carr effect, man. So,
Carr effect, baby.
it is what it is.
Tony said Carr hasn't been bad, but it's pretty clear that he puts a hard ceiling on our passing game.
Yes. He's not. He's just not. He's not going to lose you a lot of games. He'll lose you some. He's not going to lose you a lot of games, but he's not going to win you a game. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just not going to win you a game. He's just not that guy. You know.
As opposed to like you could like I'm not saying that the Bucks ask us to Baker every single game, but if there's a game where they need him to go win 4 games a season, 5 games a season,
you see it, and that's honestly been his DNA. That's a part of his DNA. Like you've seen that even
for sure.
in bad seasons, you see a game or two where it's like, man, he just putting it on his back, trying to go win. You know what I'm saying? And some quarterbacks just have that, and some don't, man. Like you know. But beyond that, just the game itself, it's gonna be tough, bro. It's gonna be tough, man. They're gonna have answers for Spagnuolo. But I really do think the Saints defense, with this banged up Chiefs, can at least keep the game in reach. Like I don't see this game getting out of hand where it's 30 to 10 or something like that, in the fourth quarter. I don't see that happening. I think the game is gonna be in reach and it's gonna test the Saints again, like they have the past 2 weeks, where they're gonna have to make like smart decisions throughout the game and not give it away. You know what I'm saying? Not blow it. It's going to be like play by play, like a play. One play can cost this game.
So going back to the whole Spagnuolo thing, I've said this a couple of times in this podcast, and it came back to me because it led to a Bucks touchdown in this Thursday night football game. Please, I know it's not his strength. Can we please start moving the pocket when it's very obvious and clear that the offensive line cannot hold up and they're getting beat? Like, can we move? Can we do a little roll out to the left? Can we do a little roll out to the right? Change the launch point. It had like that's something that has to be like an adjustment. Also, in a game like this, we can't have the offense be not functional because 7 is not able to play. You cannot play that. You cannot play NFL football in most years, but especially in 2024, if your H-back, fullback, tight end, RB2 goes down, that should not completely put a complete halt into having a successful offense. We've seen it in back-to-back weeks. If Taysom is not playing, offense is not the same. That can't be a continued pattern. Can we get ATP? Like, he practiced today. We'll see if he plays.
We'll see.
If he can he be active if he's healthy and can, like, I just don't know. We had a lot of great discussions in the Discord, football discussions, just in regards to just like, is it feasible to have just the offense that predominantly rolls out two wide receivers? And I don't know. Like, we'll get into the Davante Adams thing.
That makes it easy for defensive coordinators. I know that much. Like, you love that. You would love seeing that. Like, man, they putting on two guys on routes. Okay, I'll take it.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah.
But my concern with the defense, and I think you hit on it. I think the defense will play. My concern with them is that even though Patrick Mahomes has not been playing well all season, our pass rush has been absolutely dreadful. Minus, well, at least the last two games for sure. If you give Patrick Mahomes time, I don't care if he's not playing well. I don't care who catching either. He is going to distribute the ball to whoever is open. If they give Patrick Mahomes the same type of time that they were giving Kirk Cousins last week, there's no way they can win this game. There's just no way that they're going to be able to win this game. They have a hole. Technically, they have a hole at left tackle. They drafted their left tackle in the second round. He's been benched, so they got Wanye Morris, who is been starting since Kingsley or whatever his name is got benched. Can we exploit matchups? Like, can we exploit them? I don't know. Like, there's no pressure, and just asking your secondary to hold up time and time again, play after play, is not going to be conducive of any. Like, it's hard to win like that. And also something else that's a little bit on my radar, and I'll let you go. What does Pete Warner do well?
I don't think he's a jag, but he's just like kind of a level above a jag, where he's, like we always say, clock in, clock out. You know what I'm saying? He gets the job done, but he doesn't really do he doesn't do anything special. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Doesn't really do anything special. And that was very noticeable last week with DeMario out. Because he's not an impact player in the run game. He'll stop the run, but he's not an impact player in the run game.
Right.
Not an impact player in the pass game, really. Just like a solid starting linebacker in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'd have paid dividends for that in the years past. But, but the good thing is DeMario looks like he's, working his way back. So he's going to be extremely important for this game.
Extremely.
And I know he's going to be up for it. But Willie Gay looked like he's going to be out. We'll see. I don't know with a hand injury. I don't know, but it's rough. How's Kansas City's run game? I was trying to look up some of this.
With Pacheco hurt, it's
Kareem
has
Hunt?
it been? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they got Kareem Hunt and P. Ryan taking the bulk of the carries. So it's slow and it's prodding, but the Saints' run defense hasn't been that great in recent weeks. So we shall see. Something that would be a great surprise in this game, and I don't know when we'll know or when. Is there a Kendre up? Like, I know that he practiced today. I saw that he practiced. He wasn't observing. He practiced. Can the man play on Monday? Can he play? Can he play?
Man, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked by that. But from what I hear, he's like been like a part of the team for the past couple of weeks. He's been at practice, observing, doing things on the sideline. He's apparently been kind of ready to go the past couple of weeks. So we'll see. Is he game ready? The dude missed all the training camp, bro. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. Like, even if he did play, it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if he wouldn't look that good early. You know what I'm saying?
Right. What is your do the Saints win this game? Yes or no?
Ah man, I wanna see I wanna see so bad, and it wouldn't stun me if they win. It would surprise me, but it wouldn't stun me because it could be a lot of the NFL is not who you play, but when you play them,
Right.
and they are catching the Chiefs at probably their most vulnerable time.
The
Doesn't
perfect time to
matter.
catch them.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Probably not. But if you could pick a time when you want to play him, this would be
For
it.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? No, no Rice. Xavier Worthy is a dog. So him by himself, even though he's not gonna catch 20 balls. He can catch two and beat you. You know what I'm saying? It's very
If
simple.
DA is seen consistently that Paulson Adebo cannot keep up with Worthy speed and he does not make adjustments, we need to have a fucking conversation.
Adam, you know you're not gonna make it. You know you're not gonna make adjustments. You know you're not.
What is his job then, Ryan? If you are an NFL coach, not a head coach, if you can't make adjustments for something that has been consistently beating your team, what is your worth? What is your worth?
That's one of my biggest gripes with him is his stubbornness, bro. It's like this stubbornness, like go ahead, go out there and cover him. It's like sometimes the matchup just ain't right. Like this is a game of matchups. Like sometimes that's not a favorable matchup. And Adebo been kind of struggling this year. You know what I'm saying? Like he's had some good plays, a lot of penalties, Struggle with the shifty guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's. I wanna predict a win so bad. I really do. You know what? I'm gonna predict a win. Fuck that. Let's go. Let's go. Saints gonna Saints gonna win by 3. They're gonna win in exciting fashion. In the final minutes, they're
Wow.
gonna get the monkey off their back about closing out games that's close and stuff like that.
Okay.
Saints Monday
Okay.
night beating the Super Bowl champs.
Woo!
Biggest win in Dennis Allen's career since
Week 2.
week 2. Yeah.
I can't go there, bro. I can't do it, bro.
I mean,
can't.
before the season, we had this pegged as L. Like it was just.
We did. And this is something even before the Falcons game. We said that game was the game for DA to change the narrative. You got punched in the mouth against the Eagles. You dropped a heartbreaking game. Go out, change the narrative against the Falcons, and they go out and they literally play the almost exact same game against the Eagles, bro. like copy and paste. Like, nope.
It was just so annoying, bro, because the Falcons ain't do shit. Falcons ain't do
Nothing,
shit.
bro.
I texted somebody. I was like, nothing I saw from the Falcons impressed me. Like
Nothing. Like, it wasn't even like Bajan Robinson didn't kill you.
Right.
Drake London the person that killed you was Mooney, and you had chances in that game to change lineups, adjustments, maybe take 23 and put him on number 1 and have him follow him, because you just said it. Adebo struggles with shifty guys. Why don't you just put Adebo on Drake London's big ass? He's not that shifty. He's just big. And take your most athletic corner on the shifty guy. There you go. Just from the matchup standpoint, I know Andy Reid just like,
Yeah. I'm gonna motion him over here. And boom, boom, boom.
I can't see it, bro. And this is not me just saying this because I want them to lose, and this is not me saying this because it's hard for me. I would have maybe a little bit more faith if the game was in New Orleans. I can maybe say, okay, I can see them pulling it off. In Kansas City on Monday night in front. I can't see it, bro. I can't see it.
Tough one. It's a tough one.
We'd be remiss if we did not talk about the big news that came out 2 days ago. Las Vegas Raiders receiver Davante Adams is wanting out of Las Vegas as soon as possible. The two teams on his list that he would most like to be traded to are the New York Jets and the New Orleans Saints. We are here
Now, why am
yet
I?
again, yet again,
How we get this?
yet again. It's funny you asked that. I think I know what it is because for the longest time, I had heard that even though he had his best year statistically with Carr in that one season they played in Vegas together, I heard that he never wanted to play with Derek Carr ever again. like, and it probably has something to do with the things that we've seen from Derek Carr, from a season and a quarter. And I think what's happened is that one, he's like, okay, as bad as it was annoying playing with Carr, at least he's not Gardner Minshew. Like that's part of it. But I think the biggest thing is I think he sees an opportunity to join a receiver room with Olave, with Shaheed, adding himself to that equation, AK, and he can maybe envision a path of how the offense and the team could be really successful if he was on the team. And I go back to that K Adams clip, after week 2, when it was Shaheed on and it was Davante Adams on. I think he sees the potential in this offense, especially if he's a part of the team, even with Derek Carr at quarterback.
No question. And look, look, he knows he can eat with Carr too. Like he knows Carr will get him the ball. And just from a football standpoint, he's like the perfect thing the Saints need right now. Like it's not even a question. He's Mike Thomas before all the injuries. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I remember that was an argument. Who's better, Davante Adams or Mike Thomas? Like that was legitimately an argument.
Take me back.
In 2018, 2019.
Take me back.
I mean, he gives you everything. He gives you the over the middle stuff. He gives you the possession stuff. He gives you the red zone stuff. He gives you the downfield stuff. He's big, physical, blocking, all of
Route
it. Bro. Like,
running.
he's exactly route. Oh my God! I mean, he's one of the best route runners in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
I mean, he gives you exactly what this offense needs. I think him and Chris Olave. I think they're them together would just be. It will force Clint Kubiak, to be honest,
Yes.
to deviate a little bit from the run, constantly run. Not not
Right.
just saying they're gonna not run anymore, but instead of being 60% run, it'll be 55 or 52%
Right.
or 50%, something like that. Because you're gonna have to spread that ball around more. And we already screaming for more targets for Chris Olave, and stuff like that. But I think you add Davante to the mix, man. Like he ain't gonna have no choice, bro. Because it's just gonna be the best way to match up against teams when defenses come in and be like, "I want Carr to throw the ball." Now you got to answer.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
And him being on the team would open up the run game even more so.
Exactly. All of it works hand in hand.
Does it end up happening? And I think a big one I just from everything I've heard, and I'm not the only person who's heard this, it's kind of been reported. It seems like the Jets are the front runners and this is crazy. Like I don't know how QAnon Aaron Rodgers can go to the Jets front office and say, like, makes an ultimatum, like demanding that they trade for Adams when he's essentially already has constructed that offense himself before he even got to New York.
Yep.
It's like, okay, like I guess it's like, okay, well, if the Jets don't make it happen, like what are you gonna do? Play worse than you did against the Broncos? Like what's you're like in your forward like it, but it works because what he's been enabled his before almost his entire career. LaFleur was probably like the first coach that didn't enable him, and the Jets already enabled him once before, and it sounds like they're going to do it again. And here's what I don't want. We've seen this with Carr, it's himself. don't. This does not need to be a bidding war with the Jets, right? You make an offer to the Raiders. If they take it, they take it. If the Jets up it and the Jets up it, then because I go back and forth on this deal as a fan, I would just love to see it. Like it was just Adams on the Saints with Olave.
Just as a fan, bro.
Just as a fan
of fun football.
I would love to see it. And if this is like taking it like a next level step and looking at the future. But even if you could squeeze year 2 Rattler and he has Adams and Olave and Shaheed and AK, that's looking long term. But then the sensible, like if actually running GM came in, Davante Adams does not have any guaranteed money for next year. He probably wants at least 30 mil guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
You're going to have to extend Olave. You don't have to extend him next year because you can just, do his 5th-year option. You're going to have to extend Shaheed. So that, in theory, I'm just throwing that's what, anywhere from like 65 to like 80 million just tied up in your wide receivers alone. And then the question becomes, okay, how sensible is that? I think it's a lot more sensible if you are doing this with a quarterback who is on a rookie deal. Even if you cut Derek Carr this offseason, you're still going to be paying him, even though he's not on the team, right? But it makes more sense from that standpoint rather than let's just run back what the Raiders did. Because even though Adams had his best season, they went 6-11. And their head coach was Josh McDaniels. So then the counterpoint to that is like, okay, you're going to pair him on the Saints, but does that mean, like, at the end of the day, a bad coach is a bad coach, and no matter how good the talent is, you cannot escape bad coaching. At some point, bad coaching is going to reel its head in. So it would just be, wait, Kirk Cousins threw for a franchise record 509 yards in the Falcons OT win against the Bucks.
Walk-off touchdown just now. I saw it. It's crazy. Hey, bro. I mean, look. He ain't scored no touchdowns against us.
Still didn't win, though. Don't know what that means. Like,
that just make it worse, don't it?
Yes, it does. Like
the 500-something yards to win this game. Ain't thrown no touchdowns.
Nothing, bro. Struggled the entire fucking game. Still got the dub, though. Still got that QB win. But anyway, going back to my point about Adams and the logical standpoint, anything that, from your standpoint, from that.
Yeah, do we got to run ahead?
We'll get to it.
Oh, okay. All right. Just making sure. I got to make that.
I know.
But, nah, man. Even from like a dollars and cents type of, it's not crazy. It's not crazy because the Saints are in this very short window. Call it whatever kind of window you want, but it's basically a window of we have these veteran players who are still good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your DeMario, your Marshawn, your Alvin Kamara, guys like that. You have this window where you're still trying to just fight and claw for playoffs, maybe this year and next year. And Davante kind of slides into that little window fine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It does.
And, he's going to want like next year, guaranteed, I'm sure. And you could figure out a way to work that, whether that's Raiders eating some of the salary or, you pushing some shit out to the future or whatever. You could kind of work that out. Is it the smartest thing to do right now? I mean, probably not, but they're not operating smartly anyway. Shit.
But like it's this move as a fan, it would make me excited and happy. But then there's another part of me that says, excuse me, a move like this is exactly why the Saints are in the position that they're in.
Right.
Anyhow,
living for the day.
We are very much so. I want to ask you after our break, if the trade does happen, what you be willing to give up to secure Davante Adams right after our break from our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. We'll be back shortly.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Football is back and it's here to stay till February. Win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player's stat, touchdowns, passing yards, and more.
I love Underdog Fantasy. I used Underdog Fantasy just last week. The pick was so easy to use, higher, lower on the Bills Dolphins game. So simple. Could not recommend you using Underdog Fantasy more.
Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple to use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com, sign up with promo code BLOCKPARTY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code BLOCKPARTY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama and New England, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 or older in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That's 1-800-639-8783 or text Next Step to 53342. New York, call 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY or 467369.
We are back. Someone in in the chat just said, "Man, we can win this division." Yeah, they, they can. I gotta see it. I need to see it. Davante Adams. We'll get close to wrapping this up. Not a whole bunch more to talk about. Davante Adams. Adam Schefter put it out there that the Raiders are potentially wanting a second rounder back. If you know that the Jets potentially, and I don't know this, but if the Jets are already potentially offering a second rounder, I mean, I think the Raiders in theory want to get close to whatever first round equivalent would be, so a second rounder and plus. But where would you where's the sweet spot that you'd be willing to offer where it's like, okay, this is all I'm offering, no more, no less, take it, leave it. What's your offer to the Raiders?
Purely picks, I would offer a second. I offer a 2025 second round pick. And maybe a 2026 pick, maybe a 2026 third or 2026 fourth or something like that. Especially if they want to eat some of that money. Like if they eat some of that money, I definitely think about it. Wouldn't give up a first. I just
from what I've been told, it all kind of ties back to the AK non-extension because the Saints instead AK, they would have to have the Raiders eat some of Adams.
Yeah, no question.
Cap. Which means you have to then incentivize them to eat some of his money, his money for his contract.
So to me, it'll take a second and more. And I don't know what the Jets are offering. Would I throw in a player? Like I would absolutely see about a Debo. What are their thoughts? See, a second and a Debo.
Ooh, that's to me that's steep.
A little steep, but it's a Debo's last year. You know what I'm saying? And you haven't extended him yet. So it's like, yes, you want to extend him, but I mean, after the season, he's going to be a free agent. So it's like, I mean, make use of it while you can. You got that resource right now. That is steep though. A second
for me,
and a starting cap. A starting look. We can argue whether he's like a
right
number one CB or not, but he's a starting good cornerback in the NFL. You know, you giving him up and a second round pick. Ooh,
So like for me,
32-year-old player.
that's what I'm saying. Like if I'm throwing a Debo in the trade, like I'm not. It's a Debo in the third. Like that's it. That's it. I would even do a Debo, a 2025 third, and a 2026 fourth. But I'm not. I'm not putting a second and a Debo. Like I would just walk away.
It's for me. It's like if I go a third, I go a second. You know what I'm saying? Because second round picks are cool, but Foskey, you know what I'm saying? Pete Werner.
Just talked
you know
about
what I'm
Pete
saying?
Warner.
It's like, you know, yeah, maybe they might get a Latte, or maybe they'll get a. I mean, who's the last other good second round pick?
Marcus Williams,
Marcus Williams.
Von Bell, Michael Thomas. Like
Yeah, maybe they get swing on Michael Thomas in the future or something, but I don't know. I guess my only hesitation with it is, you know, I would much rather see them go get a younger impact player. I just think that'll be a better move. You know, if you're going to make a trade, and look, I mean, there's other tradable players out there. I can't think of anybody right now offhand, but you know, I'm sure there's some other players out there that can impact the team. Maybe not as much as Davante Adams,
Right.
but, you know, but for cheaper, you know what I'm saying? Definitely cheaper monetarily and pick wise, you know. So I'll probably go that route. But it's fun. It's not something I hate. I wouldn't like if they
Right.
made the move. I would love it. I enjoy it. But it's just one of them things where I probably don't think it's gonna happen. They're gonna try, but I don't think
they're going to try.
But like we talked about, bro, they go out there and beat them Chiefs. They beat the Chiefs on Monday night.
If they beat the Chiefs on Monday, Davante Adams gonna be a Saint on Tuesday, nigga. I guarantee it, nigga. They wait, what? We beat the Chiefs? And we just
feeling themselves. No team smell their own shit like the Saints, boy.
It would be the inverse of them beating the Raiders in our first meetup game.
Exactly.
And they had that offer from the Rams to get a second round pick for Marcus Davenport, who had played for the Lions one game this season, had a great game, and said, you know what? I think I'm done. If we want to know where Peyton Turner learned it from, where do you think? His role model. And they go out, they blank the Raiders. The same Raiders team that got Derek Carr. With Andy Dalton as the Saints quarterback. Blank the Raiders.
They just looking like, I need that.
Blank the Raiders. And Marcus Davenport had that amazing play on Davante Adams on that little jet sweep end around where he picks him up and slams him, and they win that game. And they're just like, no. We about to go on a deep playoff run. We about to go win this division. We don't need no second round pick for Marcus Davenport. He's a key cog in what we gonna do going forward. And then that's not how that turned out. So
no, I could 100% see them beating the Chiefs and just smelling their own shit. Like, man, look, we just need that one more piece, and we could go and make hay in January and da.
If they beat the Chiefs on Monday, kiss that first round of goodbye. It's gone.
Oh,
it's gone.
It's
gone.
That scares me, bro, because we don't know what's going to happen the rest of this season.
I know, bro. I said it. I said the most, and I'm not wishing this. I'm not hoping it becomes true. I just want to be clear with that. But the most Saints shit ever would be they trade a first for Davante, and then they get like the rest of the season becomes like a top 2, top 3, top 5 pick, bro.
Quarterback just sit there.
Even if it's not a quarterback, it could be like, oh, we finally about to get the most explosive edge rusher that we've been whatever it is, bro. It would be so Saints. But you're saying you're predicting the Chiefs win. You're predicting the Saints win. I'm predicting the Chiefs win. One last question before we go. If they were to trade for Adams, how many? I'm trying to think how I want to word this. How many wins does trading for Adams add to this team?
Mm, maybe one.
Whew.
I mean, it's a wide receiver. I mean, don't get me wrong. Wide receivers have a lot of impact. He would have a huge impact, but man, it's just so much that goes in a winning, bro. So much.
It is so true.
Like, he would impact the offense. I think the offense would be much better. But as far as wins, bro, like man, it's a lot. It's a lot wrong with this team, and it ain't just the pass catchers. Like that's part of it, but it's a lot of other things. But I think he would add one win. You know what I'm saying? I think he would add one win. And look, man, that might be the difference between a playoff game. You know what I'm saying? Or not making
true.
playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it'll be worth it, bro. Like it'll be fun. That'll be
Yes.
fun.
Oh my God. Yes.
That would inject just a little more fun into the season. You know, since we kind of started off super fun, kind of hit a lull here, but say they mess around and beat the Chiefs.
Uh-oh.
Then back that up and go get a Adams. Oh boy, you know it's gonna be hype around here.
Hype, bro. Hype. This. Oh, we got Pammy Whammy in the chat. We got T Mama in the chat. We got 44 concurrent viewers on right now. We're wrapping up. You said it perfectly. The team has a lot of things wrong with it holds wise, and it boils down to this: until DA as a head coach can show that when a game is happening and the team faces adversity, and the team can respond to that adversity in games, if that component can't be fixed, the rest of the season is lost. It's just lost. You can't be a team and you can't have a coach where the only way that you win games is when you're a front runner. Like when you go up 14, 21 points and things like that. That's not easy to do, but it's a lot easier to win that way when you do it. But if you go down, it's rare. But if you go down 7 points, 10 points, we were talking about we had brought it up on last season, and there was actual stat because I brought up how many times have the Saints won games when the opposing team has scored a touchdown first. What was DA's record? And it was not fucking great. I don't remember offhand, but it was fucking awful. And if that's the if that's the standard, like bro, like you play in the NFL, you are not going to score first all the time. The opposing team may score 7 points, and if that happens, and you're just like, oh shit, we're not gonna win because you not. I don't care who's on the team.
Real.
Who's on the team?
Most games in the NFL come down to the fourth quarter. Most of them, and you know that's when you got to play your best football. But we enter in October. This is when a lot of teams
show
who they are. This is when they show you who they are. Like you know, historically, Sean Payton. This was usually be his best month, October. That's when he go on runs. We always talk about stacking wins, bro. Like stack some wins, man. Stack some wins, DA.
They said y'all got 2 games to start the season this year and 2 games to start the season last year. Don't ask much more of me.
I don't want to hear nothing about end of the season on a 4 out of 5 and all that. I don't want to hear that shit no more. Go stack some wins, man.
Mark said, remember the Washington game in 2017? Yeah, DA doesn't win that. No chance. No fucking chance. None. But we shall see. We the thing about football, the NFL, every week it gives you a little answer to the equation. Every week it gives you a little answer to the equation. So we will see how they respond after dropping 2. They'll go to Kansas City. The entire world's going to be watching. They have a chance again to maybe not drastically, but at least for a week, change the narrative and say, okay, this season's going to be different. We're going to respond in adversity. We're going to respond when things are not going all roses. That's a top down, and we're going to see what happens against the game. If you are a Patreon or if you're a YouTube member, we will have the Zoom live streaming on YouTube as we're watching the game, Monday Night Football. I don't know what more you can ask for. thank y'all for joining us on a Thursday night. You've got 48 concurrent viewers in here right now on a Thursday night. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll be back Monday night. We're gonna be doing the live stream for the Zoom after the game, the rapid recap pod. So usually the games ends what, like around 8:15 Pacific time, give or take, or maybe 8:30. So we'll be on immediately after the game doing the recap pod. So be on the lookout for that. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll be back Monday night. With that, we're out.
Peace.